Daniel "Booby" Gibson walked into the NBA as a 6'2" shooting guard who couldn't dribble, couldn't run a pick and roll, and wasn't physically built to survive on defense. But next to LeBron James, he suddenly looked important. LeBron turned Gibson into a spot-up specialist, hiding every weakness and showcasing the one thing he could do: knock down open shots at a high clip. Of course, that LeBron created for him. And it worked. Gibson became a mini folk hero during the 2007 run, got paid, and then he vanished almost immediately. Once LeBron left, Gibson's production fell off a cliff. By 26 years old, he was completely out of the league. Daniel Gibson wasn't the first LeBron creation, but he was the blueprint. Tristan Thompson, from high energy guy to $80 million man. Tristan Thompson deserves real credit for effort, rebounding, and toughness. But let's be honest, no one in NBA history ever got an $80 million contract for setting screens and grabbing rebounds, bro. Except of course the guy who played with LeBron James. The one who LeBron James stamped for getting a pay raise. As soon as LeBron returned to Cleveland, Tristan became an offensive rebound machine, a switchable defender, the glue guy every championship team supposedly needs. And after LeBron left, Tristan went right back to being Tristan. A bench big, a veteran minimum guy, a goof who lacked professionalism. And yes, somehow he's still in the league, but hanging on for dear life as a 15th man. But you really think he would have had a job if it hadn't been for LeBron James? Hell no. This one's gonna get a bunch of people's panties in a bunch. Anthony Davis, the most talented underachiever LeBron ever rescued. Anthony Davis is actually one of the most gifted basketball players who's ever lived. But let's be honest, he was an underachiever in New Orleans. Before LeBron arrived in LA through his own choice, Anthony Davis had no real playoff success, constant injuries, a terrible reputation as a leader, and no proof he could be the best or second best player on a championship winning team. People forget this now, but in 2018-2019, he was kind of checked out. If LeBron James doesn't voluntarily join the Lakers, if LeBron doesn't stake his own legacy on Anthony Davis, Anthony's not getting that $180 million extension after winning a championship.
You're 1 year, 30 million. You get the whole 30 one time.
With 30
No, you get to decide. Like, you don't get to decide from the standpoint of when you get paid. You know, obviously the 1st to 15th, just like every other job.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but you get to decide if you want all your money in 12 months or 6 months.
Okay.
You know, like you. Get
and
to
what would you
decide
would you recommend 6 or 2? Probably what, 12?
I mean, it depends on who you are and how you are financially. Like, are you stable enough to go the entire
6 months
summer without getting a check?
Full stop. LeBron gave AD his first finals, his first championship, his first top 5 reputation, and his last major payday. And if you look at what happened since, AD is a shell of himself. Still brilliant in flashes, but inconsistent, injured. So much so that Raptors traded him in the middle of the night to Dallas. So the truth is, Anthony Davis didn't save LeBron's legacy. LeBron saved Anthony Davis. Chris Bosh was already a star in Toronto, but when he teamed up with LeBron, he became something else. The perfect modern big man. The world thinks Chris Bosh sacrificed his game, but the truth is, this is who Chris Bosh always could have been. LeBron unlocked his pip and pop game, his defensive versatility, his floor spacing, his ability to be elite without the ball. Playing next to LeBron forced Bosh to evolve into a prototype of the modern stretch 5. And once LeBron left Miami, Bosh signed another max contract because Miami, amongst the rest of the NBA, realized how valuable his skill set was. But let's be clear in this case, which is very different from the others. Bosh wasn't carried by LeBron. Bosh was revealed. Bosh didn't need to be motivated and poked. And most importantly, Bosh was already a superstar before playing with LeBron. But that's what makes Chris Bosh so elite, and that's what makes playing with LeBron so special. And that cannot be more highlighted by this next guy. Matthew Dellavedova, the most random folk hero in NBA history. Most of today's fans don't even know who this man is. If you showed them a picture of Delly, they probably assume he sells extension cords at Home Depot. But next to LeBron, he became a finals myth, a legend. Dellavedova went from an undrafted grinder, a 5 points per game guy with zero vertical leap and the body of a middle school math teacher, to playing 40 minutes per night in the NBA Finals, being the prime guard on Steph Curry because LeBron trusted him. This dude played so hard that he had to go to the hospital after game 3 and get an IV. But because of that one LeBron boosted stretch, Delly got paid by the Bucks and then faded out of the league completely. Without LeBron, Dellavedova doesn't last 3 years in the NBA and nobody knows who the hell he is. But playing with LeBron James, Matthew Dellavedova is immortalized. But even with all of these players, there's one man alone who LeBron James saved more than anybody else, and his name is J.R. Smith. Before LeBron, J.R. Smith was a walking highlight reel with 1 foot out of the league. He was a legend for all the wrong reasons. Immature, inconsistent, out of control. New York had given up on him. The NBA had given up on him. And then he got moved to Cleveland mid-season and became a championship-winning starting shooting guard. LeBron James took JR's wild energy and converted it into a deadly catch-and-shoot weapon, a switchable defender, a reliable starter on a title team, and a legitimate career revival. And then came that moment. The biggest gaffe in finals history. The moment the dude forgot what the score was. And even after that, LeBron still defended him, protected him, valued him. Because nobody, and I mean nobody, could have, would have, or did extract more talent, value, or money out of J.R. Smith than LeBron James. J.R. Smith is the crown jewel of the LeBron stimulus package. And here's the overarching truth of the matter. Whether you love him, hate him, think he's the GOAT, think he isn't the GOAT, find him cringe, it doesn't matter. One thing stands out alone. No superstar in NBA history has ever elevated average level NBA role players like LeBron James does. Ever. Look at the guys we just talked about. Daniel Gibson, out of the league as soon as LeBron left Cleveland. Tristan Thompson, generationally overpaid. AD, huge underachiever turned champion turned $180 million contract. Chris Bosh evolved into the perfect modern big. Dellavedova, finals folk hero. J.R. Smith, from almost unemployed to a champion. And if we look at today's Lakers in 2025 December, Austin Reeves is thriving as a second option on offense. Luka playing next to LeBron, skinny and looking like an MVP again. And Mr. DeAndre Ayton has seemed to found his joy again. Every role player looks better, richer, and more stable. It's not coincidence. It never was. LeBron James is the greatest elevator of league average talent that NBA has ever seen. And this list is proof.